Good morning. This is Jan Garcia, and I am here going to cut my Himalayan salt rose clay spa soap. So I wanted to show you guys, first of all, it'll be kind of a boring cut because I didn't do a swirl in it or anything. But there is quite a bit of pink Himalayan salt in here, and the rose clay, so it's very, very detoxifying. I also used mostly coconut oil, some olive oil, shea butter, and castor oil. I also put a pinch of silk in the lye water and brought it all to room temperature, mixed it together, and molded it. Now, what I want to point out to you is the crack on the top. Can you see there? You can see a good picture of that crack on the top. So what I did after I made these loaves is I put them in my oven just so the oven would act as an insulator, but my oven was not on, and it obviously was too hot got too hot in there for the soap. So next time I make this soap, I will make sure that they stay in a well-insulated area, a well-ventilated area, and not insulate them, because the soap, even though it was done at room temperature, as you can see, it did get hot and crack. So that's unfortunate, but I do know that I've made soap one other time, a goat milk soap, and it cracked as well, and the crack did shrink, and it didn't go completely back together, but it was still okay, and the soap was amazing. Actually, I think what I did is cut the top off the soap, so you couldn't see the crack. This one I'm going to leave because I have the beautiful fine coarse salt inside, and I have this really nice coarse grind on top. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use a crinkle cutter just to make it a little bit more like exfoliating when the client tries to use it on the skin. Now, this is going to be interesting. This is the first time I've ever cut soap like this, and I did hear that it does get like as hard as a rock and tends to kind of break apart. So let's hope that is not going to happen. And that is exactly what is happening. So that's so unfortunate. Okay, so I did get one that managed to stay together, but look, it's breaking apart. Oh, how frustrating this is. I should have cut this almost immediately after. This soap is only 12 hours in the mold, so what I should have done is I should have just immediately cut it. So, lesson learned, I should have cut this soap while it was still soft. And what I'm going to do now is, I really don't know what I'm going to end up doing now. Or the next time I make this soap, use the little loaf bars. Is probably what I'm going to have to do. So as you can see, this soap is probably going to need to be rebatched. And so this is my Himalayan salt soap disaster. And I hope you can learn from my mistakes. Number one, I shouldn't have used a loaf mold. Number two, I let the soap get too hot. And number three, if I do use a loaf mold, you need to cut it when the soap is still warm and soft. So I'm rebatching this pink Himalayan salt. And I'm using my food processor with the grating apparatus in it to rebatch. I'm going to shred all of this up, and I'm going to put on the double boiler and get it rebatched. all the soap is grated, and I have it in my crock pot. Have it on high, and this is just one of the loaves. I'm gonna do 1 2-pound loaf and then the other. I added a cup of water, which is more water than most tutorials say to, because there is a lot of salt in here and the salt will soak up the water. So we'll see how this rebatches. Okay, so I have been trying to melt this for about 45 minutes. I had to add another cup of water, and you can see it's still needing melting. It's not gonna act like regular soap when you're rebatching it because of the high salt content. So I don't know how long I'm gonna wait before I try and press it into a mold. I'll just keep watching it, put the lid on it, see if it'll melt down anymore. Okay, so my rebatch is all done, and what I did is I actually had to go to work for 6 hours, so I just left it on keep warm. I came back and it looked like it had separated into liquid and like not less liquid. But as I was scooping them into the batches and pressing them down, I expected that I would have a pool of liquid left in here, but I didn't. So I have these, and I managed to smash them in there, and we'll see how they turn out. I guess I'll just leave them in there overnight and unmold them tomorrow. And now I'm going to see what I can do with that second loaf of that I made. See if I can cut it. I have an idea to how I can maybe soften it. Okay, here is the other 2-pound loaf of my Himalayan salt, all cut up or broken up. Actually, what I did is I put it in the microwave and heated it up for a couple minutes till it was warm and a little bit softer, and so then I was able to make these big chunks of soap, and so we'll just use these. That was my very expensive learning. Next time they're going in the little oval molds. It'll be nice and easy to work with. So I want to show you that I made another batch of Himalayan salt and pink rose clay soap, and I also used the fragrance energy and mixed it 50% energy and 50% bamboo. I think it's called fresh bamboo from brambleberry, and it's got a really nice scent. So instead of using the loaf molds, I used the individual silicone molds, this one here. And I purchased this from Brambleberry. They had them on clearance. I purchased 2 of them. And so I made 24 bars of the pink Himalayan salt and pink rose clay soap. I wasn't sure what I would use this mold for. When I got it, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have bought it. I like the loaf molds. But now I know this is going to be for my, Himalayan salt soap. So all of that learning process, my soap fail bars, which I'm up here on my rack, my soap loaf that I cut into just chunks, and then my soap that I rebatched, which I don't know how it's going to turn out. It might crumble later on when I use it. I don't know. I have to let it sit for a month. We'll see. Probably just give them away or just use them all. And this one will be for sale though, my new one. So at least you know I learned how to do it, and just goes to show that need to do a little bit more research, because I'm not an expert by any means at soap making. I'm fairly new to it. So yeah, I just need to do a little bit more research before I try and do something special or different that I haven't done before. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel. for more videos to come, and I hope that this taught you something like it taught me something. I hope you don't have to do a salt fail to learn from your mistakes, but you can learn from mine. Bye-bye.